Your program indicates that our keynote speaker is Ms. Christy Nichols, Commissioner of Administration. She is in Baton Rouge. She is in charge of the state budget, and as you might expect, her schedule is unpredictable. And on Tuesday, she had to cancel because of an out-of-state requirement. I don't want this to sound wrong, but I'm delighted because we actually are able to have addressed you today, a graduate of this school, and someone who works hand in glove with Ms. Nichols in guiding the budget and operation of this state. She is her chief of staff. So we extend the invitation to Commissioner Nichols to return to this school, to come to visit us at some point. But today I'm especially happy to introduce to you the keynote speaker, Dr. Stephen Procopio, graduated from LSMSA as a member of its 5th class in 1989. He went on to get his bachelor's and master's degree in political science from LSU. Stephen temporarily left the state to attend Indiana University, where he obtained his PhD. After working in local government, he joined LSU in 2002 as Director of Public Policy Research, where he worked with academic, community, state government organizations on a variety of research projects. In 2007, he went to work with then Lieutenant Governor Mitch Landrieu as Director of Research and Accountability for the Office of Culture, Recreation, and Tourism. With the election of Governor Bobby Jindal, Stephen moved to the Division of Administration, where he has served in a variety of roles. Among them, he was responsible for creating Law Track, the state's online transparency and accountability website that allows reporters and citizens to track state expenditures, performance measures, contracts, board and commissions, and other accountability metrics. It has been rated the 4th best state transparency portal in the nation for consecutive years. He has numerous publications and professional papers, a paper co-authored with his wife with the title, Do You Know What It Means to Miss New Orleans? Community, Crisis, and Internet Communication. This paper, authored by the doctors Procopio, earned the top award in the journal Human and Communication Technology. His research skills range from qualitative techniques to non-statistical mathematical modeling, including game theory and dynamic models. As I said, he currently serves as the Chief of Staff for the state's Commissioner of Administration, Christy Nichols. And it's in this role that he has oversight of the communications and legislative, fiscal, and policy staff in the Division of Administration. We're delighted to call him an LSMSA alum, to consider him part of this family, and I hope that you will help me welcome him to this platform to address you today. Dr. Procopio.
Thank you for that wonderful introduction. I was so glad that my boss couldn't make it. One of the things that the Chief of Staff gets to do is set the schedule for your boss. I don't want to say I sabotaged it, but let's just say it's a happy accident. I think that was a wonderful introduction Dr. Pat in terms of what the Division of Administration does. It's not an easy thing to describe. I know most of y'all probably have no idea it even existed before right now. And it is a burden on my family as well. I have my wife and my oldest daughter out in the audience. And when she was younger, she had to describe what her parents did. And at that time, I was the Assistant Commissioner for Management and Finance for the Division of Administration. My wife was a professor at Southeastern. So he said, well, what do your parents do? She said, well, my mom's a teacher, and my dad works with computers. I was like, well, okay, good enough. Mostly what the Division of Administration does is the budget. And mostly what we have to do is say no. And that's mostly our job. Every once in a while, we got to say yes. And I'm going to come back to that. When I found out on Wednesday that I was going to be speaking, I had a tremendous excitement. And I said, you know what, I have to get down there for Friday for the awards show. Because this is wonderful and this is great and this marks a point in your life, but the award show is really the true magic. And so my wife, patient soul that she is, all right, we can get in the car after work and drive down there for 3 hours and make sure we make the award show. And I stood in the back. And what I had, and I know the parents will understand this, was an enormous sense of pride. I was excited for you, I was impressed, but mostly it was a sense of pride. Which is interesting, because it wasn't me winning the award, didn't do the work. I didn't study green architecture or the effects of stress on nematodes. I wasn't your parents. I wasn't your teachers. So why did I have this sense of pride in your accomplishments? It's very odd. It's kind of greedy if you think about it. But I think what it was is we have a shared history. I know what you've done. And you're thinking, no, you don't. But yes, I do know what you've done. And you know what I've done. We've never met before this weekend. But I know who you are. And you've never met me. But you know who I am. Because we have a shared history. We've done some of the same things. We've had some of the same experiences. And those are unique experiences that not everyone, in fact, a very small select group of people get to experience. And it's amazing how many things stay the same. Now, I do want to talk about a few things that changed. So I graduated in 1989, which I didn't think was that long ago, but I went back to check some history. In 1989, just so you have some comparison, there was still the Soviet Union. There were two Germanys. President Barack Obama was aspiring law student Barack Obama. We did not have Instagram. We did not have Facebook. We did not have YouTube. We did not have Google. We did not have Internet Explorer. We did not have the internet as y'all know it now. We had some sort of email thing you could access via a mainframe and these fixed terminals with a green screen. That's not really the same. You know, but you always have the old timers like me talking about walking to school both ways uphill in the snow. Let me tell you, if it was a choice between walking both ways uphill in the snow or having internet access, well, I'm gonna go buy some snow boots because I can't live without the internet. Some things are the same and are not necessarily a good thing. Believe it or not, back then when there were two Germanys, I stayed in the same dorms that you did. I was in Fruitum. And let me tell you, Fruitum was an old dorm when I moved into it. So as I think Dr. Pat mentioned, every once in a while the division gets to say yes. And I think the delegation that represents y'all is incredible. Like I said, I keep the schedule for the division administration who gets to see the commissioner. And I tell you, Senator Long is always on there. And in any conversation I have with him, he talks about we got to get some new dorms. Let me tell you, the governor agrees. So not only is there the planning money, but also in the capital outlay bill is $24 million for new dorms. But as some of the alum who now have kids that might end up coming here, we're going to make sure there's a very good security system on the dorms because it's going to be one building and the boys and girls are going to be in there and we've got to take care of that. Let me talk about some of the things that are the same that are good. And I'm particularly talking about the faculty and staff. And it's been great to be with them. I haven't got to be with everyone just because of the schedules, and I'm trying to do that afterwards. But I saw Cindy Allen, who I used to work for as a part of my work service in the counselor's office. One of the best sense of humors I've ever met. Ms. Gleason, who I took modern algebra with. And you want a brain puzzle. Try and figure out, try and prove that 1 + 1 = 2. How do you prove that? So that kind of made my brain itch for a little bit. Dr. Byers. I want to tell you, I'm pretty sure, and I hadn't had a chance to check, I think I was in one of her first classes in 1987 in American Literature. Dr. Finley, who I took Constitutional Development with. And I want to tell you, Constitutional Development was one of the best classes I've ever taken. Now I'm talking about in high school, or undergraduate, or my master's, or my doctorate. All of them. It's one of the best classes. It set a foundation for how I think about American government and American policy for the rest of my life and still informs me. And I want to tell you also as a teacher, because I've taught as well, it also sets a pedagogical standard that's very hard to meet. And some of y'all have taken it, for the parents that don't understand or those haven't, it was the hardest test I ever took. I want you, it's like water torture. There were 12 people in the class, and so a week ahead of the exam, he gave us 13 questions. And the day of the exam, he said, you know, randomly I'm going to pick one question for you, and your entire grade will be determined on an oral presentation on that question. You had to study all 13 questions. You didn't know what you were going to get. That was terrifying. So you learned everything. And I got a chance to talk to him beforehand, and I said, I've never had the courage in my classes to try and do something like that. And he said, you really can't do it anyplace else because the caliber of students that y'all are. That this is really one of the few places you can challenge students like that and they will rise to the occasion. And I know we talked about this school has made you prepared, and it's made you prepared for college, that's true. But honestly, the caliber of y'all would have done well in college no matter what. I feel confident about that. But it's made you prepared for life through this unique living, learning experience. And that's really one of the true gifts. And I could go on and on about all kinds of different gifts that you've given you, and some of the other speakers have done that. But I want to talk about one of the key things to me it's meant, one of the things I don't talk about very much. But one of the best gifts the Louisiana School has given me is a sense of humility. Because we all had, when we got here, the smart kid syndrome. We were all the smartest kid in our class. We could either make A's or maybe not study and get B's and C's. I'm not telling you which one I was. Yes, I was the B and C one. And it's tough to get here and learn out. You're not the smartest person in the school. You're not the smartest person in the class. You may not be the smartest person than the person standing next to you. But you know what? It was great to learn to appreciate all of the different talents and abilities people do have. When you take differential equations, it doesn't matter if you score the highest on the exam. You get through that and you get an A. Heck, you get differential equations and you pass. That's an achievement. It's not about being better than other people. It's about being a better person. And I think that's one of the great gifts. And I think that's one of the greatest gifts I got. Louisiana School takes arrogance and it turns it into confidence. And that's confidence you will have for the rest of your life. Because no matter what challenges come your way, you know you can handle it. You have the intelligence and the skills, and you've been through the crucible, and you've come out the other side. So you know you'll be able to handle everything. Now these gifts that you've got, the academic training, the communities you have, the investments you've had from your parents, from the faculty, from the staff, from the state of Louisiana, from the citizens of Louisiana, that gift comes with strings attached. They always do. You have a duty to the citizens of Louisiana to make Louisiana a better place. I can't say it any more straightforward than that. Now I know what you're thinking at this point, but I just went through 3 grueling years. Please don't put any more burdens on me right now. Just give me a break. But I got good news. This duty is not a burden. It's very easy. Here's what I want you to do. Do what you were going to do anyway. Because you're going to do incredible things. You're going to make incredible things. You're going to build incredible things. And if you're going to stay in state, that's wonderful because we need you. And if you go out of state, that's fine too. But here's what you have to promise me. Promise me you will be proud. Proud of Louisiana School, proud of the state of Louisiana, proud of where you're from, and you're going to tell people that. And you're going to tell them where you got your background and education from, and they're going to be impressed. And they're going to think better of the state of Louisiana where y'all are from. And that's all I want you to do. And I can't wait. Patience is a virtue, but not right now. I can't wait to see you go out there and see what you do. I can't wait to go out there and see what you compose and what you create. I can't wait to see you take the world by storm. And the world doesn't have much of a chance against y'all. I know that. But I got good news there too. I don't have to wait. Because it happens today. It happens this hour. In fact, it happens right now. Congratulations, class of 2013.